Welcome to my bed. Today I accidentally released the vlog episode 1 and I wasn't going to put this out today. It's October 16th, or no, what is today? I don't even know. It's October 26th is the date. But I was going to release this until November 13th, and so we're a little bit early. But then I said, F it, it's time to start. It's also funny because somebody asked me today what the scariest thing that's ever happened to me is, and I didn't really know how to answer that question. And then the vlog accidentally got released because I wasn't paying attention. So the vlog ended up getting released early, the first episode, and I didn't really know. I was like, well, in that video, I said that I was going to vlog every single day, and I probably am not really ready. I'm not really ready to start. I got a lot going on, a lot of things I was doing, and I was like, I had a couple of thoughts. Number one, I was like, I should be vlogging. I should be documenting my journey, my current journey anyway, because it might be valuable at some point. And also, that person that asked the question, what's the scariest thing that ever happened to me, also brought up a lot of kind of things and a lot of feelings. So I thought I would bring you to my bed, and it is late at night, and I thought I would tell you a very scary story. So the scariest thing that has ever happened to me isn't just one thing. It's not one event. It's actually a period of time in my life. And I told this story on a vlog a few nights ago. Well, actually, it was a couple weeks ago. And I told the story actually on a podcast is the word I was looking for. And I will link to that podcast down below. You can find out more about me there. And you can also find out more about this story. Well, actually, I'm probably going to tell it more in detail here. But the scariest thing that ever happened to me was doing nothing for 2 years or 3 years. I'm not actually sure how long it was, but for a few years when I was younger, I basically did nothing with my life. I had a job and that I quit because I had started another business, and it was successful for a few years. And then I just kind of let that, I just let that business die for whatever reason. I think my heart wasn't really into that business. And so I basically just let it go, and I did nothing for 2 or 3 years. I'm not even exactly sure how long it was. And for those 2 or 3 years, I just, again, did absolutely nothing. The whole time I tried various other businesses. I tried doing whatever I could to make money, and I would bring in money here and there, and there were definitely things that that were kind of keeping me afloat during that time, but it wasn't very exciting. It wasn't like huge amounts of money. It was barely enough to live off of during that time, and again, there was just kind of like random odds and ends. One thing that I always say if you're like thinking about starting a business is that, having a job while you're doing it is definitely very helpful. If I had a job during that 2 to 3 years, I probably would have saved myself like a million headaches, a million difficult things that didn't have to happen during that period of time. I probably, just been so much better than what happened. What I don't regret about the situation and about that time is I learned a lot during that time. I was able to learn so many things that have been very valuable to me now. On that podcast that I was on, I talked about how during that time I was trying to get started investing in real estate, and I had handwritten, I couldn't afford to send letters to potential homeowners to buy their houses, and so I was writing letters at that time by hand, and I wrote that like over 1,000 letters during that time, and I sent those out, and it did nothing for me. Not one of those letters was useful or anything, but I still did it by hand. But during that time, I also learned a lot about real estate, and I learned a lot about other things during that time that have been helpful for me today. So I definitely don't regret it, but it's definitely one of those things that was scary, which brings me to today. Today, this vlog, the first vlog, got released by accident, and I was kind of thinking like, I was originally planning to release this vlog on November 13th, and we are like, 3 weeks away, basically, or 2 weeks away from November 13th, and I thought, like, okay, do I, take this down? Do I just delete it? Or, do I put up another video? And I thought, what better to do? Here you are. You're in my bedroom. You're in my bed along with me. Why not vlog and release a vlog and do it in an intimate setting like this right here? where I can try to tell you a scary story. So that's what that's what I decided to do. Hopefully these vlogs are, of course, going to be longer. Somebody else gave me a great idea. They left a comment on the other video, and in that comment they were talking about another video about a girl who talks about being interested in multiple different things. So I watched that video. I already forgot what she was talking about because that's what happens. And I am probably going to do a video about that tomorrow. I'm also going on a secret hunt, treasure hunt for some new plants. So maybe I'll bring along that journey as well, and we'll just see where this goes. But this is kind of like episode 2, and that was the scary story. If you want to hear about the second scariest event that happened to me, then I'll then stick around. I'll tell you about that too. The second scariest thing, well, maybe this isn't the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, but it popped into my head, is one time I was driving home, and I used to drive about like 45 minutes-ish to work, because I wanted to work at this aquarium that I used to work at, and it was like 45 minutes away, and it was a rainy, very extremely rainy day, and I wasn't paying attention on the road, and I was coming down this hill that was before these train tracks, and the train tracks don't have anything to do with the story. I just inserted that for dramatic purposes. But there was a person stopped at the tracks because there was also like a light kind of close by, and they were stopped, and I wasn't paying attention. I slammed on my brakes, and my car slid to within I don't know, like it must have been a hair's width away from their bumper. Didn't even touch them, but that was definitely scary. Almost rear-ended somebody once. That's really it. I wish I had some scary story about, like, getting, that was actually legitimately scary, like, getting chased by a werewolf through the woods or something like that. But I literally have been racking my brain about this since that person left that comment at like 5 o'clock this morning. I was like, what is, like, it's not even that I don't have any fears. I just don't, maybe I haven't had anything super scary happen to me yet, or I don't know, maybe I'm too positive, but that was the only one I could think of. But the point of this video is, don't waste like 3 years of your life doing nothing. And again, that was the other point of this video, was that I was like, I just need to get started, because the scariest thing that ever happened to me was not starting. And I always say that, imagine if I just had started my other YouTube channel like 3 years sooner, right? I'd be 3 years more ahead. So I feel like people, that's something that you should think about. The other thing that I would think about as well is that during those 3 years, after those 3 years, basically what happened, to make a long story short, I started another YouTube channel, and that started making money, and then I became very successful now with that YouTube channel. But what I would say is that YouTube channel could have been way more successful sooner if I was paying attention to what was working and not stinking thinking. So no stinking thinking, people.